sir. Let's go, DJ!
I don't think she does music. I think once Ron does music for the silence.
I'm getting another 2 layers.
It took way too long to get this. I'm standing there, I'm like, am I missing Cocktail? This is ridiculous.
You're missing Zamboni.
Yeah, apparently. It's not winning any awards, but
The Zamboni?
no, that's a hot dog.
Oh.
Zamboni is better than yeah, water in the
No, my, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Solu Broadcasting Network. I am your host, Scotty Bonner, along here with my camera lady, producer, director, and bride, the lovely and talented Miss Michelle, and we are live once again for Shoreline Sharks hockey from the Northford Ice Pavilion just outside of New Haven, Connecticut. home of the Quinnipiac Wildcats, who defeated BC last night, but that's another story for another time. You know, we don't like to rub salt in an open wound when you could certainly pour alcohol in it. Anyway, I digress. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I was fired up for Quinnipiac last night. Had a lot of money on it, honey. Don't worry, we're going out to a nice dinner next week. The Zamboni making its way around the ice. The ladies about ready to take to the arena floor here. The Yale Bulldogs will be taking on your Shoreline Sharks. So thank you so much for joining us. Pour that sarsaparilla high. Refill that sarsaparilla. Have another sarsaparilla. Whatever you got to do, ladies and gentlemen. It was 79 degrees outside today. And now we are inside at the frozen tundra of the Nip, and we are ready to go. These two teams know each other very well. They both share the arena, both call it home ice. And they're the officials. There they are, lady. You see them. We got a good chance to talk to both of them before the game. Made it very, very clear that there's a cheeseburger in it for each of them should things turn out the Sharks' way. And ladies and gentlemen, like the great Jurassic Park owner back in the day, we spare no expense. Let the officials know that there's bacon involved for them should that need be. All right, the ladies about ready to take the ice here. You are about ready to pour the horsey sauce on top of the roast beef sandwich. And we are about ready to begin warm-ups. The best time of day has finally arrived here as the Sharks play host to the Yale Bulldogs. You see the Sharks there, ready to emerge from their tank, ready to get going here in their white sweaters with the black shoulders. The music is on, ladies and gentlemen. That's the cue. And here come the Sharks now, led out by the goaltender, Kira Sweeney. And the Sharks, wearing their home white sweater, coming into the affair with a record of 9-1-1. Taking on the Yale Bulldogs here today, playing host to the Yale Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs wearing their dark blue sweaters. It says Junior Bulldogs across the front, numbers on the front, numbers on the side, numbers on the back. Just blue and white, two colors, that's the way I like it. Blue shorts, white stripes, white numbers, blue trim. Names above the numbers where they belong. The Yale patch on the shoulder and blue socks with white and blue stripes. And then at the other end, the Shoreline Sharks wearing their home white sweaters with black shoulders and green trim. Black shorts, white socks with green and black trim, black numbers with green trim. The numbers below, the name, below the numbers where it does not belong. All right, so Sweeney most likely getting the start as she led the troops out onto the ice today. We'll see who gets the start down at the other end for the Yale Bulldogs. Thank you so much for joining us. If this is your first time tuning in on the Solu Broadcasting Network, we ask that you like and subscribe and help us to grow the brand, as the kids say. All right, we play 16-minute stanzas here in the U16 division. Icing and offsides are in effect. There is delayed offsides, thank the maker. And if you're shorthanded and you ice the puck, it is not an automatic icing. There is no sudden death or sudden life overtime because USA Hockey hates fun. Each team is awarded one timeout for no particular reason, which is the reason we don't have overtime, I guess, is the only reason that you could think of. And body checking is illegal for the ladies because they're not boys. All right, so 1:15 left to go here in warm-ups. You see the Sharks going through their warm-ups here. I hope you're limbering up at home. You don't want to pull a muscle. These games can be quite intense. The Sharks will be on the road tomorrow at the New England Sports Center, or New England Sports Restaurant, as I called it a few weeks ago. Even though they really don't have a great concession stand. We have a nice concession stand here. I'm pretty hungry. I should have got a hot dog on the way in. I didn't realize how much time we had. Maybe some chicken fingers. Anyway, I digress. What are you going to do? All right. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Just getting over a cold. Of course, I forgot to bring any sort of water or anything with me, so these things happen. You see the Sharks going through their warm-ups down at the other end. Yale going through their warm-ups. That's Ivy Massacott in between the pipes there, number 36. The other goaltender, Megan Lazito, wearing Billy Smith's old number 31. And Kira Sweeney down at the other end with Eva Miller, the backup here tonight. You see the two goaltenders there. So thank you so much for joining us. This should be a good one. Two rivals about ready to go at it here for bragging rights at the facility, live on the Solu. There's the buzzer. Warm-ups are over. Get the horsey sauce on the sandwich. Top off the sarsaparilla. Get yourself in the big recliner. Put whatever college football game or perhaps a Yankee Blue Jay game on your small device. You got this on the big screen. We know you do. The surround sound, and we appreciate you so much for doing it. All right, the Sharks going through their pregame ritual there as they're locking in, ladies. Well, at least I hope they're locking in. Got a lot of money on the Sharks here today, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of money. All right, well, it's 15-minute stanzas, not 16. I misspoke. And if you pay attention a lot, I'll make a lot of mistakes. And if you don't pay attention, I'll make a lot of mistakes. All right, Sharks over at the bench now, getting a couple of last-minute instructions from Coach Sweeney. Coach Bartow's on assignment out somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean. And then Yale breaks their huddle. So Coach Sweeney having the head coaching duties here today. He's got to be happy with Quinnipiac's win, last night over BC. All right, the Sharks break their huddle. We'll get you the starting five here in just a moment. Brought to you by our friends at Johnson Builder and General Contractor. Paul Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, been in business in the area right here in New Haven for over 40 years. Works and operates strictly on referrals. Whether you need a brand new house built, doors, siding, windows, it doesn't matter. Basement, man cave, she shed, a cat door for your dog. Paul's the guy to call. Give Paul Johnson Builder and General Contractor, a very, very honest man, and proud to say, a good friend of the program. All right, the ref getting ready to drop the puck. Looks like it's going to be number 9, Apicella, getting the start at center ice. Bartow, Johnson, I believe Zabrowski on the left wing. Montalbano and Milne, the starting five here for the Sharks, is quickly right off the gate. Here comes Bartow down the right wing, letting the shot go. That just missed on the waffle side of Massicott. As the Sharks looking to get off to a quick start. That's been a little bit of their Achilles heel here this season. They've been a little sluggish like a wet sponge a couple of times in the first period. But thus far here today, they look like they're sharp as a tack. Perhaps even as sharp as a Lego that you step on in the middle of the night. Dropped off Johnson. Here's Johnson now down the right wing, letting the shot go. That went off a body just wide on Massicott. Getting to it, Johnson. Rifling it around now quickly on it, Zabrowski. Chloe Zabrowski wearing Brad Delgano's old number 15 in the corner. Zabrowski trying to dig it loose. Yale gets to it. They'll send it off to Glassware. Johnson will send it back down low. On it quickly now is Madeline Ford. Ford couldn't get it out. Here's Johnson now. Johnson sliding it over Zabrowski. Zabrowski, Johnson. Johnson tried to get it to Bartow. That just failed to click. Look at the back-checking effort there by Johnson. Lifting the stick, sending it in. And 2 of the 3 forwards will change as Bartow will go in. Milne will keep it in. Here come the wingers now, and Bartow will head off. Good opening shift there by the ladies. You want to win the first shift. You want to win the second shift. You want to win the third shift. Then you want to win every shift after that. And so far, so good. Here for the Shoreline Sharks is the Bulldogs. Come out to center ice. Poke checked away by Milne. The back check effort there as Michelizzi draws the loose. Martin not out there now with Dinola and Michelizzi. Hopping over the boards there. Munoz for her first shift. Breaks it up right at the blue line. Sent hard around. Michelizzi will give chase. Michelizzi leans into her lady. Let's see what the call is here. Is it offsides? Is it icing? Is it... I don't know. Not sure what the whistle was for. I think they were delayed offsides. All right, so wholesale changes now. Munoz and Bonner on defense. Michelizzi, Martin, Danola out there for Coach Sweeney. 13-17 left to go here. The game just nicely underway. Michelizzi will give chase. Michelizzi aggressively almost causing the turnover. That one bounces out to center. Bonner will get a hand on it there and one handed up to Michelizzi. Sent back in all the way down. Hops over the stick of Munoz. Bonner in on it in the corner now. Bonner wearing Dennis Potfan's number 5. That pleases the broadcaster. Left it for Munoz. Danola. Danola will touch it ahead and away come the Sharks now. Quickly now. Here comes Martin. Martin over the blue line. Martin lets the shot go. A laser beam there. Just wide of Massicott on the outstretched arms of the glove. Quickly now, Martin in on the forecheck. That one doesn't get out as Grimes will keep it in. Grimes will send it down low. On it now is Annabelle Lane. Lane will turn with it. Bonner pinching to keep it in. The Bulldogs coming away with it through the neutral zone now as they step to the outside with it. Letting the shot go. Munoz stepping up, blocking that shot. Not giving a lot of room there. Good job there by Gibby Munoz. Sent back in all sides and touched up by Yale. then there'll be no further play. Good pace here for both organizations. It's a rivalry, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is almost as good as the Islanders and Rangers. Half the crowd here in green, the other half in blue. I thought the ladies, they were warming up near each other outside during the pregame. I thought they might have had a couple of words of disagreement. At least I hope they did, but that might have just been me. Kept in by the Bulldogs now. Behind the net it goes now. Spaniotis on it there. Christina Spaniotis. Wearing Michael Bossi's old number 22. Sends it harder on. Grimes lifts the stick. And the Sharks come out to center. Out for Trotta. Trotta carrying the puck over the blue line. Got Grimes cutting into the cooker. Trotta lets the shot go. Massicut got the waffle on that. Picking it up quickly now is Apicella. Maggie Apicella wearing Clark Gillies' old number 9. Nice job by Trotta through the neutral zone to get the stick on it. And here comes Yale now quickly. Back the other way, LeMay. LeMay will let the shot go. Albino swallowed that up on her first shift there. Olivia Albino came loose in front dangerously, but the back-checking effort there by Johnson. And away comes Johnson. Got Zabrowski just out of the reach of Zabrowski there. She saw her. Well, just out of the reach there. Back now quickly, Johnson. Johnson back to the blue line. Doesn't get there. Bartow will track it there. Caroline Bartow. At center ice with it. A little bit of room now to operate. Here's Bartow now protecting the puck to the outside. Bartow in the corner. Bartow got it in front. Johnson getting to the cooker. Nassicut steered that one aside. Back for Albino. Albino walked the line. Let the shot go. Zabrowski deflected it. Let the Bulldogs do a nice job to get it out to center. Waiting there is Spaniotis. Spaniotis under duress. Spaniotis spilled for her efforts. Making the play from the floor. And away comes down Weiss. Weiss down the wing letting the shot go. Big stop. Sweeney got the waffle on it. Johnson up for Bartow. Bartow to Zabrowski, to herself. Zabrowski tried to cut to the inside. Swipe checked away there. Good poke check there by 34, Misluck. Behind the net now, Sharks look to go to work. Back to the blue line, Milne. Milne for Bartow. Bartow wheeling and dealing. Bartow in the shooting lane. Bartow pulls the trigger. Nice job by the Bulldogs to get in the skating lane there. Or the shooting lane, I think, would be more accurate. Here's Zabrowski now. Zabrowski at the dot. Circles it back to the blue line. Knocked down Montalbano. Montalbano tried to get it deep to Zabrowski. Let the Bulldogs get on it quickly there. That's Panero. We'll send it out. Milne read it like a fine piece of literature. And here it comes on a Milne now. Milne wheeling and dealing. Dropping it off. Johnson pulls the trigger. Massicut got the flipper on that. A big stop there. Up ahead now, Binkowski. Binkowski under duress from Bartow. Binkowski will send it in. 9:45 left to go here. A scoreless affair. Still a fantastic opportunity for everybody here and everybody at home to throw in $5 a man on the first goal. Hope everybody up at Endicott has got $5 a man in on the first goal. I'll tell you what, here's Michelizzi. That just missed on the waffle side. Danola getting control. Sliding it over Munoz. Munoz down the right wing. Gabriela Munoz letting a laser beam go. That hit a body on the way in. Here comes Yale now. Bonner pinching in. Keeping the puck in. Michelizzi on the back check. Michelizzi fighting. Keeping the puck in momentarily. Good job by the Bulldogs, but here's Danola. Danola keeping the pressure up and keeping the puck in. Quickly on the Bulldogs now send it up the boards. Bonner stepping up. Got a piece of the puck, got a piece of her gal. Everybody goes flying. That pleases the broadcaster. The Sharks get to it, and they'll send it back in. 9 minutes left to go here. Get it deep, put pressure on the other team, and get it in front of the net. It's a very simple game, ladies and gentlemen. It's just very hard to play. Here's Grimes now. Grimes in the corner. Grimes trying to get it down low. Can't do so. Yale. Hard around now on the stick of Brockett. Brockett can't get it out as Munoz stepped up at the blue line. Now the Bulldogs come away with it. That one goes off the foot of Bonner. Bonner changes direction, gains the red line, and will dump it in. Into the corner it goes. Grimes will give chase. Around it goes now for Yale. First on it now, Brockett. Brockett trying to get it out in front. Back to the blue line. Albino will keep it in. Albino, good play there just to send it down low. I like the decision there. There were two Bulldogs in her way. Just send it down low. Keep fighting. Make the Bulldogs expend a lot of energy to come out of their zone. I might believe the strategy now, as Stu Naham has said during Rocky Balboa's second fight versus Clover Lang. That one dumped in. And happy birthday, by the way, to Mr. T, who turned 94 yesterday. So happy birthday, Clover. Man is a legend. Here's Martin now, Vietnam vet, turned 94 yesterday. God bless. Here's Grimes now, trying to get the puck in front. That hit a body. Turning, wheeling, letting the shot go was Grimes. That just failed to click. Kept in Spaniotis. Spaniotis, smart play there. A lot of traffic in her way. Just dump it in the corner. Make Yale have to come 200 feet. Knock down Spaniotis, winding, shooting a seeing eye. Knuckler hit a body on the way in. Still loose in front, they jab at it. Grimes kicks it loose to Trotta. Trotta trying to find it. Trotta did find it, got the shot away. Massacott steered that aside with the stick. 7:15 to go here, a scoreless affair. Here's Brockett. Brockett centering it across. That's knocked down. Sent across, knocked down. Quickly Trotta. Trotta up ahead. Grimes will deflect it in. The Sharks will get fresh fins out there as the Bulldogs try to catch the Sharks in a player change. Can't do so. Here's Bartow now. Bartow to the forehand, letting the shot go. Ran out of real estate. Here's Johnson. Johnson got Bartow in front. That just failed to click. Here is Bartow now. Bartow protecting the puck on the backhand. Bartow quickly for Johnson. Johnson back to her feet. Back for Bartow. Got Zabrowski at the cooker. Bartow behind the net. Bartow with the half circle twist there. Back to the forehand on the goal line. Bartow with room. Got it through. Johnson was cutting off the heel of the stick. Johnson trying to get to the back to Zabrowski. And the Bulldogs will send it all the way down. I believe it will. Icing happened when the puck go down, bang, before the other guy. My arm come go up. You know the rest of the story, ladies and gentlemen, the great rookie goaltender, Denny Lemieux. All right, 6:18 left to go here. Scoreless affair between the Sharks and the Bulldogs. You gotta let the energy in the building get capacity crowd on hand here today at the Northford Ice Pavilion. These two teams going at it for your entertainment purposes at home and all around this great Frisbee we call Earth. Back to the blue line, Montalbano will collect it there. Montalbano will send it in. The Bulldogs get it back out to center. Montalbano got the puck and got the lady. Good job by the officials letting the ladies play, but every time I say that, well, I'm just going to say I didn't say it. Milne tried to get it to Bartow, couldn't go anywhere on the first try. Now Milne will recover on the forehand, got it out to the neutral zone. That's very good play by Milne. A really small play right there, but turning to the forehand and trying to get it out on her backhand. If you're facing your own goaltender, get the puck out on your forehand. Milne tried to go right up the gut. That one was intercepted. Montalbano got in the way, and Milne got back to get it out of harm's way. Montalbano quickly up for Johnson. Johnson will dump it in. 5:20 left to go. Zabrowski making a beeline for the puck. Montalbano took her lady, play allowed to continue, and here's Anna Milne. Milne game versus the Red Sox the other day, but she did not get in the red line, so 5:09 left to go here. In the second stanza, the first stanza, excuse me, there's still a scoreless affair here between the Sharks. Face off deep in the Sharks zone. Bulldogs win it. LeMay under the rest there by Danola. The puck in, letting the shot go, just missed the rebound. Sweeney makes the save, and the rebound jostled just wide. There's Danola now. Danola trying to get the puck out. Quickly now, here comes Martin. Martin through the neutral zone with Michelizzi. Martin on her horse, hounded from behind. Nice job by Binkowski on the back check to come through. The Sharks digging, mucking, doing their homework is Martin. Martin will chop it down low. Danola ran into the goalkeeper. The Bulldogs will send it around where Munoz will get it there. Munoz lets a shot go. That went off the leg, and the Bulldogs look to come out to center. Cross-ice pass. Michelizzi, good stick there to break it up, and she'll simply dump it in. Martin making a beeline for the puck and arriving in ill humor. Now Danola doing the same. Hard along. Munoz pinching in. Nice job by Michelizzi. I like the aggressive forecheck here by the ladies in white, green, and black. Here it is again. Here's Bonner. Bonner had a lady on her back, couldn't keep the puck in. The Bulldogs, Bonner on the back check, got a chunk of it, but they send it up ahead. On it now is Brockett. Brockett will send it behind the net for Munoz. Munoz first on it there. Munoz quickly off the boards. I don't think that's going to get out. No Shark there. Here comes Munoz now. Munoz with speed through the neutral zone. Oh, I'd love to see Gabby skate with it there. Gave it to Martin, though. Martin wheeling and dealing. Martin with the puck on a string. Never got the shot away. The back check by Annabelle Lane. Nice play by Lane. But Martin not giving up on the play. Digging and mucking. Jostled it loose. And now it's Grimes. Grimes at the dot. Grimes lets the shot go. Massacott makes the save. Albino will pinch in. Diving for it there was Pinero. She couldn't get it out. 3:22 to go here. What an outstanding opening stanza here. Grimes is spilled in front of the goalkeeper. Grimes going at it there with Lane. Perhaps some bad blood beginning to spill over between these two organizations. Gosh, I hope so. Sent ahead now. No icing as it was touched up. Grimes in on the forecheck now. Quickly on it there is Ford. Ford will change direction. Grimes is waiting for him. Ford fart through the check though. Good job by Ford. Cleared but not out. Trotter lets the shot go. Massey caught the save and there'll be no further play. 2:51 left to go here in the opening stanza. 0-0 is the score. Who's winning? The Bears. If you got the under in Vegas, you're smiling ear to ear. If you got the over, you're slightly concerned. The Sharks get the puck down low. On it now, Regina. Regina moving along for Trotta. Got Grimes in front. Came back, Regina lifts the stick. Regina staying with it, but came out to Spaniotis in the neutral zone. Christina Spaniotis again, see the Sharks turning to the forehand. That's a good play. Wasn't a perfect play, but it's a good play. You do everything well and good, things will turn out your way on and off the ice. Here are the Bulldogs now, trying to gain the blue line. Regina wouldn't allow it. That goes behind the net. Sweeney will let it run for Spaniotis. Spaniotis will turn back on the forehand. Spaniotis under duress. Spaniotis hounded from behind. And we got our first penalty coming. Power play coming for the Sharks. Here comes Trotter now. Trotter with the puck. Trotter wheeling and dealing. Trotter pulled down. Might we see a 5-on-3 here? Let's see. I don't think so. I hope not. Hooking is the call. So to the power play go the Shoreline Sharks. 1:55 to go in the opening stanza. The Sharks will be on the power play for the remainder of the period unless they score before the stanza ends. Bartow, Johnson, Zabrowski, Montalbano, and Milne out there for Coach Sweeney. Very important face-off here. Nobody I'd rather have in there than Caroline Bartow to take it. Bartow got it to herself. Bartow still digging for it. Bartow pulled the lady down. No call there, thank gosh. That's why I hate the first penalty. Here's Bartow now. The first penalty is like, when you're out at the bar and you break the seal. Once there's one penalty, it's no good. Anyway, I digress. Here's Milne now. Milne letting the shot go. Big stop, the rebound! Johnson was on the doorstep and got pushed just wide. Nice play by Missaluk to get a piece of Johnson's rebound. Back for Milne. Milne will let the shot go deflected. Zabrowski rolls to Massicut. She'll cover up and there'll be no further play. 1 minute, 24 seconds left to go here in the opening stanza. Oh, the penalties are only for 90 seconds. I forgot. So no, the penalty will not be for the entire period. I apologize, ladies. I forgot that. I'm sorry. I'm locked in for the NHL starting this week. Cannot wait. Thursday night, the Islanders start their season in Pittsburgh and then Peacemaker season finale right after that. Oh, I'm fired up for Thursday. Promise you that. Here's Montalbano now. Montalbano fires it off Johnson. Johnson down the right wing. Johnson will send it in deep. Zabrowski on the forecheck, hard around Bartow. Will get to it there. Bartow on the backhand, protecting the puck. Bartow with room, walks out the boards, pulls the trigger. She scores! Caroline Bartow got the puck off the boards and just found herself with a lot of space, a lot of time. You can't give that kind of player that kind of space in that kind of area. She'll make your organization pay for it. And that's exactly what Bartow did there. 1-0. A power play goal with under a minute to go here in the opening stanza. So the Sharks capitalize on the lady advantage. Bartow walked off the boards and just kept going. Quickly now, ooh, that just failed to click on the breakout as Bartow from Zabrowski. 40 seconds left to go here. Sharks got to stay sharp though. Always very susceptible to letting up a goal when you score. Precisely why Barry Trotz would send out the Cizikas, Clutterbuck, Martin line after the Islanders would score back in the day. Well, not that far back in the day. Probably about 8 or 9 years ago. All right, face off deep now in the Yale zone. Bartow, Johnson right behind her. Leaning in to take the draw here. 1-0. Bartow, the power play goal moments ago. Face off won by the Bulldogs cleanly. Sent hard around. Milne will pinch there. Milne was tied up. 25 seconds to go now. On the back check, Zabrowski. Got a chunk of a lady. Goes into the corner. Quickly on it there. Montalbano will get it to Johnson. The Sharks just want to get the puck out here. 15 seconds left to go here. Don't want to give up an opportunity to Yale. Just get it out and take the 1-0 lead, head into the intermission, or maybe perhaps time for an opportunity. Johnson with 5 seconds to go down the right wing. Not enough time. That's going to do it. The opening stanza has come to a close. Your score at the end of one. The Sharks 1, the Bulldogs 0. All right. Enjoy your intermission, ladies and gentlemen. Make yourself a second sandwich. Refill that sarsaparilla. And we'll see you back for the second stanza. Open up that purple bag of Doritos, because you know the second period is the purple bag of Dorito period. 1-0, the Sharks lead. See you back here soon. Oh my! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you had a fantastic intermission. The second period about ready to get underway. Here, the Sharks in the lead, 1-0. The goal by Bartow with under a minute to go on the power play for the Sharks. That is where we stand. Sharks had the better of play. Outshot the Bulldogs, I would say, about 5-6 to 1 ratio-wise, probably like 10-2. Something of that ilk. So good period for the Sharks, but Bulldogs realize they're one shot away from tying the affair. Apicella leaning in, Michelizzi, Martin, Danola, Bonner, Munoz getting the start here for the second period. Ref drops the puck and we are underway. Second stanza now, Munoz. Munoz behind the net for Bonner. Bonner waiting in the puck. Bonner will move it along for Martin. Martin lost their footing. And that came loose now, and here comes Danola. Danola with room. Danola stepping to the outside. Martin stays on sides. Danola lets the shot go. That one handcuffed the goaltender. And Martin went to the cooker. And a little bit of bad blood now between the two organizations. That pleases the broadcaster. As Michelizzi got Martin out of there. Don't want to give a power play to the Bulldogs here for no reason. Good job by the Bulldogs sticking up for their goalkeeper. And good job by Martin getting to the cooker and upsetting everybody. Michelizzi now leaning in to take the draw. Munoz and Bonner at the blue line right behind Sid the Kid. Michelizzi got the draw to Martin. Martin tried to get it down low. Back to blue line. Munoz will knock it down there and keep it in. Back to the blue line it goes, but Danola wouldn't allow it there. Masicut will steer it along. Bonner pinching. There's Bonner now down the left wing. Got it out in front. Cutting now, walking in, letting the shot go. The rebound line. There's Munoz cut in from the point. That one ends back up at center ice for Danola. Danola will turn on it quickly. Sharks get back onside, sent all the way down, no icing. Behind the net now it goes. Sweeney will leave it. Sweeney will move it along. Sweeney for Brockett. Well, not really for Brockett, but ended up on a stick of Brockett. Danola quickly up just out of there. Martin just out of the reach of Danola. Here's Danola now. Danola letting the shot go off the waffle of Masicut. Martin in the corner now, trying to cut back inside. Here's Martin with it. Lost the handle on it, came back out through the neutral zone. And here comes Emma Weiss now. Weiss wearing Darius Kasparidis' old number 11. She'll send it in. Spaniotis on it there. Spaniotis will put the brakes on. Spaniotis for Danola. Danola up for Martin. Martin now's got Michelizzi. Perhaps a 2-on-1. Martin got it to Michelizzi. Martin was tied up. Martin got back to it. One-handed Michelizzi. Michelizzi over for Martin. It's down low. That just missed as Martin was getting to the cooker. Back for Spaniotis now, and here we go. Slashing is the call. This is why I hated the first penalty. Oh, Michelizzi headed to the sin bin. 2 minutes for slashing. I was following the puck. I didn't see it. So I'd much rather they just play 5-on-5 the entire game, but... All right, 13-16 left to go. Now Yale on their first power play of the afternoon or evening. Apicella against Bartow. Bartow out there with Zabrowski, Montalbano and Milne. Yale wins the draw right off the mask there, Sweeney. Looks like the Blue Jays have won game one, 10-1 up in Toronto. Papacello now leaning in once again against Bartow. Bartow wins the draw, came right back to Sweeney. She'll just hold on there. So only 7 seconds have ticked off the penalty here to Michelizzi. Sent hard around by Montalbano. Kept in at the blue line by Madeline Ford. Ford wearing number 54, my old house number on Glenda. Behind the net now, Montalbano. Ford will pinch there. Ford on the backhand. Montalbano will get to it. Montalbano will try to send it all the way down. Pour it down, but here comes Bartow now. Bartow short-handed. Bartow to the outside, lowering the shoulder, trying to get back to the forehand. Slid it across. Zabrowski was cutting in, and that just failed to click. Here comes Bartow now. Bartow still with it. Trying to get it back to Zabrowski. Did get it back to Zabrowski. Zabrowski back. Montalbano short-handed. That's the shot go. That just missed. And the Bulldogs on it there. Back to the blue line. Milne will keep it in. Good penalty killing here as Bartow gets to it first behind the net. Bartow shimmy, Cocoa Puff. Looked to go off the skates of Ford there. And Yale expending a lot of energy to come out of their own zone with 20 seconds left to go in the lady advantage. Now the Bulldogs break out. Quickly now, Binkowski. Binkowski down the right wing, trying to cut back to the inside. Binkowski, a lot of room to operate there. A little bit too much room for the broadcaster. Sent in now Johnson. He'll give chase, and that's going to do it. As the Sharks have killed off the penalty. 11:45 left to go here, 1-0. The Sharks on the power play goal by Bartow at the end of the first period lead it. Bartow across, went off the skates of Johnson. Added a body now, and Anna Milne will track it back down. Here's Milne now. Milne behind the net. Milne with speed. Chased by Weiss. Milne on the backhand. Did get it out to center. But the Bulldogs get to it and will send it back down Montalbano. Montalbano on it there. Montalbano and Milne still out from the penalty kill. That's sent ahead now, and here comes Regina. Regina will dump it in. And that goes right to the goalkeeper. Will hold on. And the Sharks will get some fresh fins out there. 11:16 left to go here in the second stanza, the middle stanza. Shakespeare's favorite stanza, ladies and gentlemen. 1-0, the Sharks lead it. Game presented by our great friends at Paul Johnson Builder and General Contractor. Regina wins the draw cleanly. Munoz will let the shot go. That hit a body. Trotta trying to find it. Trotta lets the shot go. Ends up behind the net now. Regina on it there. Sharks get to it. Trotta trying to get it down low. Back to Regina. Regina behind the net. Grimes doing battle up in front. That one bounces loose and comes out to center ice where Munoz will track it there. Munoz at her own blue line. Bonner got tied up there with Horton. Munoz, a little bit of trouble along the boards. Got it out to center and we'll send it all the way down. 10:47 left to go here in the second stanza. That one sent all the way down. It's got to be for icing. Icing is the call. With exactly 10 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the second period. Sharks lead it 1-0. Boy, oh boy, would the Sharks really enjoy an insurance goal here. And right now, they're only one shot away. For the Bulldogs from tying it up. Bulldogs will send it hard around. On it now. There is Ford. Coming away with it at the blue line. And sending it in, chasing it down there is Brockett. Icing is the call as the Bulldogs did not gain the red line. So a couple of whistles here in the middle of the second period. The game a little bit sluggish right now, like a wet sponge, as the world's greatest aviator said in 1980. Regina leaning in to take the draw. Spaniotis Albino at the blue lines here. Grimes on the right wing. Trotta on the left wing. Trotta wearing Sigmund Palffy's old number 16. You might say Pat LaFontaine. Back for Spaniotis. Down low, Trotta. Trotta along the boards to herself. Trotta protecting the puck. Trotta doing battle. Trotta kicking it. Regina coming in. Regina takes the lady. Trotta takes the puck. Trotta at the goal line. Trotta turns back. Got Regina around in front. Got it to Regina, but she got tied up. Came back to Trotta. Masikat got the flipper on that. Back to the blue line. Here's Spaniotis. Winding, shooting. Doesn't get through that body. And the Bulldogs will chip it away. A chance for the Bulldogs now. Here's Grimsley. Grimsley in a foot race with Albino. Albino gets to it first. Nice play there by Albino, and we got a tripping call behind the play here. I guess it's on the Sharks. I was following the puck. I have no idea what happened. No, tripping is the call. Is it going to be on Spaniotis? I believe it is. So Christina Spaniotis in the sin bin, 2 minutes for tripping. You don't do that unless you're some sort of English pig or something with no brain. All right, 9:49 left to go here in the second stanza, the second power play for the Bulldogs here today. Weiss leaning in against Bartow. Bulldogs win the draw. Back to the blue line, letting the shot go. Sweeney follows it through traffic, gobbles it up like a biscuit on Thanksgiving, dips it into the gravy, hands it over with a couple of kernels of corn to the official. We're only 6 weeks or 8 weeks out from Thanksgiving, the greatest holiday ever invented. Thank you, George Washington. Face-off won again by the Bulldogs. Johnson almost got to it shorthanded. Montalbano, she'll send it hard around. Pinkowski on it quickly for Yale. That one sent out to center, and Bartow will give chase. Bartow and Johnson, the forwards on the shorthanded effort here, along with Montalbano and Milne. That hops over the stick of Montalbano, and all the way down. Montalbano with a rolling puck to contend with, got it to settle down. The backhand moved along for Johnson. Here's Johnson now, trying to get the puck out. That one bounces loose dangerously. Montalbano got a small piece of it. Apicella got it into the corner. Montalbano will recover. Montalbano hard along on the forehand for Johnson. Johnson will turn, wheel, and send it all the way down. No icing when you're shorthanded here in the U16 division. Thank the maker. Johnson will intercept it at the blue line. Couldn't get around the Yale defenseman, or defense lady, excuse me. And now it's sent out. Here come the Bulldogs now. Over the blue line with the power play, Apicella. Apicella forced wide by Milne. Quickly on it, Zabrowski. And then the Sharks will win it and send it all the way down. 15 seconds left to go in the lady advantage for the Bulldogs. 8.5 left to go here in the second stanza. Zabrowski took the body. Bartow takes the puck. Bartow behind the net. Bartow fighting, battling. Bartow at the goal line. Bartow still with it. Bartow back for Milne. Milne back for Bartow. That's going to do it. We're back to 5-on-5. The power play to Spaniotis, penalty to Spaniotis, is over. There's Johnson now, back for Milne. Milne will let the shot go. Big stop, the rebound! A dazzling stop there by Avi Massacott as she got the left flipper on the rebound. The net was yawning as Milne took the shot. The rebound came to Martin. Massacott slid across with the left flipper to make a dazzling stop right there and keep it a 1-0 affair. 8:07 left to go here. All right, Massacott's been busy. Massacott has been good. She has passed all but one test thus far. Danola tried to get it to Michelizzi. Michelizzi chopping at it. That one poured out. No hand pass because in the defensive zone. That's sent out. Munoz quickly will turn it on Michelizzi. Michelizzi's down wide. Also got the trailer. Michelizzi over the blue line. Cutting to the middle. Lost the handle on it. Coming over was Danola. Now Danola lost the handle on it. It's sent back out towards the blue line where Munoz will go back. All the way down to Sweeney. Sweeney will leave it for Munoz. Gibby Munoz. On the puck. Lost it on the first try. Michelizzi supporting the play there. Michelizzi up for Martin. Martin across. Trying to get it back to Danola. Danola with it. Danola for Michelizzi. Now comes loose for Bonner. Bonner through the neutral zone with speed. Here's Bonner now. Over the blue line. Lets the shot go. That just missed. Good hard low shot there by Bonner. On it now, Michelizzi. Michelizzi will keep it in. She'll let the shot go. That doesn't get through. Back to the blue line. Sent all the way out. And a foot race now between Bonner and Horton. Horton here's a who. Bonner here's a who. Got it out to center. Sent along and moved in there by Martin. 6:53 left to go here in the second stanza. 1-0 the affair. Digging, mucking, doing their homework. And Yale trying to come away with it. That's going to be kept in Trotta. Trotta, oh, she had Albino wide open at the blue line, but nothing wrong with sending it down low either. Regina got it in front. Massacott got the stick on it there. Behind the net it goes now, and the Sharks are on it there. Sharks let the shot go. That's a big stop. The rebound getting to Regina. Big flipper stop there. Massacott got the left flipper on it again. Regina for Grimes. Grimes below the goal line. Grimes. Spaniotis calling for it. Good cycling here back to Regina. Regina's got Trotta. Tried to get it to her. Here's Albino. Straight away letting the shot go. And a big stop there, Massacott. reaching up and making the save there. With 6:11 left to go here in the second stanza. And the Sharks are pulling Sweeney here with a 1-0 affair. So Sweeney, the goalkeeper of record. And now Eden Miller, number 96, back from the knee injury. In between the pipes now in a 1-0 game. Here's Spaniotis now. Spaniotis will let the shot go. Came loose in front. Regina couldn't get to the rebound. That one corrals around Albino. She'll look to keep it in, and it's sent ahead. And all the way down by Yale. Spaniotis will give chase now. Binkowski trying to distract Spaniotis. I think she might have. Binkowski with the puck now down low, letting the shot go. Big stop there, Miller. Well, Miller just inserted into the game with a first save of the evening. 5:48 left to go here. In the second stanza, 1-0, the Sharks lead it. Bartow, Johnson, Zabrowski. The line out there now in Milne and Montalbano. Bartow wins it quickly now. Zabrowski's got Johnson wide. Oh, didn't see her. Johnson was streaking and wide open down the right wing, but you didn't see her. Oh, Johnson had nothing but space to the right. All right, 5:40 left to go here in the second stanza. 1-0 is your score. Apicella leaning in now against Bartow. Bartow wearing Brian Trotier's old number 19. Can't tell you how much that pleases the broadcaster. 19, 22, 531, 27. When I was a child growing up at the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum, can't tell you what those numbers meant to me. And a 2-on-1 now. Away comes Zabrowski. Zabrowski to the outside, sliding across Bartow, trying to get to it. Nice play there as Lane got back to break it up. Tremendous play there by Annabelle Lane. Here's Bartow now. Bartow at the goal line, at the dot. Bartow back to the blue line, Montalbano. Montalbano couldn't get the shot through as Weiss got a chunk of it, and Montalbano will carry it out the center. Over from Milne on the backhand. Milne will gain the red line and dump it in. 5 minutes left to go here, 1-0 in the second stanza. Hard around it goes now. Milne will pinch. On to Milne, who will keep the puck in. Send it back now for Zabrowski. Zabrowski protecting the puck. Zabrowski hounded there by Apicella. Apicella digging from the ground. Coming over is Bartow. Bartow moves everybody. Comes away with the puck. Bartow's got Milne. Bartow let the shot go. Waffled aside there by Massica. Johnson now. Johnson tried to saucer it to Bartow, cutting to the cooker. And Yale back the other way quickly now. Here comes Binkowski. Binkowski on down the right wing. Yale will change it up. 4.5 minutes left to go. Milne forced to go get it there. Behind the net it goes now. Johnson. Johnson's got Zabrowski rolling puck. Zabrowski will corral it there. Zabrowski trying to get it up. This line's at the end of their shift here. They're out of gas. They got to dump it and get off. That's exactly what they did. 5 fresh Sharks now head onto the ice now as the Michelizzi-Martin line will come on. Bonner will keep it in. That one came out to center. Bonner chips it ahead now. Martin couldn't step around Ford. Ford's had a good game. That's sent in quickly now. Bonner from the backhand to the forehand, moving it quickly. Up ahead, Bartow. Bartow will chip it up. Martin trying to get to it. Martin's got a lady in front. That's Danola. Martin behind the net. Martin trying to do battle. Danola still in front. Martin with it. Back from Munoz. Munoz, inner feet, kept it in. Munoz will send it behind the net. Danola doing battle against Ford. Ford's been out there a while. Bonner will pinch. Bonner kept it in now for Martin. Martin behind the net. Martin trying to get it out in front. Lost the handle on it. Came back to Martin. Martin still with it. Now Michelizzi in the corner. Michelizzi at the goal line. Tried to get it in front. Couldn't connect. Back to the blue line. Munoz couldn't keep it in. A 2-on-1 developing. Bonner swiping the stick to break up the 2-on-1. At the red line now. Not sure what the call is here. Did the puck go out of play? I think the puck may have went out of play. Yeah, I think when Bonner swiped at it, the puck went out of play for a quick second. 3:09 left to go here in the second stanza. 1-0. The Sharks in lead. The power play goal by Bartow in the last minute of the opening stanza. Bonner hard off the boards for Martin. Martin couldn't corral it there. Now the Bulldogs will send it up through the neutral zone. Chipped ahead. A chance now down the left wing. Looking to pull the trigger. Munoz closes the real estate quickly. Takes the body and takes the puck. That came loose in front. Poking at it there was Bonner. And on it quickly now, Martin. Martin Through traffic, wheeling and dealing. Martin still with it. Martin left it for Michelizzi. Michelizzi couldn't get to it. That one. Munoz paws at it. That's going to be a hand pass, though, as Munoz, looking like a grizzly bear there, pouring at a salmon swimming upstream to spawn. But you can't do that in the offensive zone. Good call. These officials have been very, very good tonight. 2:35 left to go here. In the second stanza, a 1-0 affair. If you like good, close, low-scoring goaltending hockey, ladies and gentlemen, you've tuned into the right affair. That one sent in. Masica to leave it. Yale on it there. Trying to come away with it. Trotta with the interception. Trotta will send it down low. Trotta out there with Grimes and Regina. Spaniotis at the blue line with Albino. Here's Trotta now. Trotta at the goal line. Back for Spaniotis. Spaniotis winding, shooting. That got through. Masica got the flipper on that. Came back to the blue line. Spaniotis will step up and keep it in. Nice play there. Trotta will keep the puck in now. Trotta behind the net with it now. Here's Trotta. Trotta circling. Trotta back for Albino. Olivier Albino. Fanned on the first attempt. Got it down low. Into the corner it goes now. On it there is Apicella. Apicella couldn't get it out. Sharks try to get it back in front. 1:45 to go. And here comes Yale now at 3-on-2 if they hurry. Back the other way now, LeMay. LeMay to the outside. LeMay forced wide. LeMay still with it. LeMay tried to come back around. Albino met her there at the other post. Nice play there by Olivier Albino. Hard around now, up for Trotta. Trotta will gain the red line. Like to see her get it deep here. Is Trotta. That's a good play. Just throw it in. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you get it in deep. All right, we got the face-off. 1:22 left to go here. And in the second stanza, 1-0, the goal by Bartow. Right at the end of the first stanza, a power play goal for the Shoreline Sharks. That is where we stand. That's been it. Bartow, Zabrowski, Johnson, Milne, and Montalbano. Bartow tried to get it back to herself, couldn't do so. Montalbano for Milne. Milne across now, Johnson. Johnson will pull the trigger, that one off a leg. Here's Milne. Milne down low. Bartow. Bartow protecting the puck. Bartow tried to get it to Johnson, cutting through. Johnson does have it. Johnson walking in, and that just missed as Johnson went for the far post. Zabrowski down low for Bartow. Bartow's got Johnson with her there. Bartow reaching for the puck. Bartow's got like the puck, like it looks like she's got like a fishing pole, like where it's on like a, and she can pull it back like at any time. Like she gets a bite, like a fish, and then she pulls it back. I always thought fishing was kind of cruel. I love fish. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy fishing, but I thought it's like me, walking down the block and somebody dangles a Big Mac in front of my face, and then all of a sudden I'm yanked into outer space. Anyway, I digress. 46 seconds left to go here. Bartow leaning in to take the draw. Zabrowski right behind her. Bartow, that got tied up in the legs of the officials. Zabrowski digs it loose. Here's a chance now. Big stop there. Masica on the backhand. Looking like Jose Akendo there for the New York Metropolitans. 40 seconds left to go here. Bartow leaning in with Zabrowski right behind her. Johnson on right wing. Bartow trying to get back to the play. I tell you, the Bulldogs have done a good job in the faceoff dot here today. Chance in front. That one had Zabrowski's name all over it, but broken up by the Bulldogs. Zabrowski on the back check, knocked it loose now. Bartow, nice stick lift there by Weiss as Bartow couldn't get to it. Montalbano couldn't keep the puck in. That came to the blue line. And Montalbano will send it in with 15 seconds left to go. Johnson in on the forecheck, looking for one more opportunity. Johnson got it out in front. Feet of Bartow, couldn't pull the trigger. Zabrowski back for Milne. 7 seconds left to go. Lets the shot go. That one off a calf in front. Pulling the trigger, deflected Bartow, and just missed. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, as the Sharks were applying all kinds of pressure there at the end of the second stanza. Your score at the end of 2, the Shoreline Sharks 1, the Yale Bulldogs 0. Well, refill that side to do. Get that horsey sauce on that sandwich. Out that bag of Funyuns, ladies and gentlemen, because the third period is the Funyun period. We'll be right back with the start of the final chapter of this unwritten story being unveiled right before your very eyes and ears here on the Solu Broadcasting Network. 1-0 is your score. Enjoy your intermission. We'll see you back here in a moment. What an affair. No, my! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The third and final stanza. About ready to get underway here between the Shoreline Sharks and the Yale Bulldogs. 1-0, the Sharks lead at the goal at the end of the first stanza. Power play goal by Caroline Bartow. That's been all there has been here today. What an affair, these two rivals. It's for bragging rights at the arena here. Both teams call the NIP their home rink, so doesn't get any better, doesn't get any bigger, doesn't get any more fun than this. The ref drops the puck and the third period is underway. Here's Johnson now. Johnson over the blue line. Johnson let the shot go wide of Masikat. On it there is Ford. Ford in the corner trying to get it along. Zabrowski got a chunk of a lady there, left it there for Bartow. Bartow with it. Bartow let the shot go. Deflected by Johnson just wide. Here's Johnson now circling. Johnson at the dot. Johnson with room, pulls the trigger. Masikat flashes the leather. And there'll be no further play. 14:33 left to go here in the final stanza. 1-0. The Sharks in the lead. What an affair we have been privy to here, and an eternity left for both of these organizations. Again, we see the Bulldogs winning the faceoff, but Bartow getting to it. Bartow will keep it down for Zabrowski. Zabrowski met quickly there. Oh, that's a Zabrowski sandwich there on Bulldog bread, but Bartow will come away with it. Bartow said, I got the mustard for the sandwich. Left it now, Montalbano letting the shot go off, a body in front as Zabrowski was cutting to the cooker. Back from Milne. Milne at the blue line. Milne down low, Zabrowski along the boards. Bartow, I apologize, protecting the puck. Bartow hounded from behind there, trying to get a one loose, a little bit of pushing and shoving behind the play. Milne will let the shot go. Massey cut the save. Let the Sharks keep up the pressure. In the corner now, got it back in front. Massey cut. Oh, I think Bulldogs would have preferred her to cover it there. She let it continue to play. Well, it worked out, came out. And that's sent in. 13:40 left to go here. Zabrowski in on the forecheck. It's sent back out to center, knocked down Milne. Milne for Danola. Danola right off the bench, tried to connect with Bartow. That failed to click now, and back the other way now, Mislook. Mislook run into there by Danola. Picked off Montalbano. Montalbano quickly up now, Zabrowski. Zabrowski and Bartow at the end of the shift. They'll send it in. They're running on fumes, looking like Cougar, hoping Maverick will come by and help them out. There's the Bulldogs. Come away with it, stepping up. And getting a chunk of it there was Bonner. Quickly now, Weiss. Weiss sidesteps Danola. Weiss looking to pull the trigger. Does pull the trigger wide on the waffle side. Bonner will get to it there. Bonner gets spun around. On the backhand, got it up. Here's a chance now for the Sharks. Zone with speed over across Danola. Danola down the right wing. Danola right there. Bonner will pitch in there, but couldn't get to it. Sent all the way back out from Munoz. Munoz on it there. Munoz backtracking behind her own net now. Weiss all over Munoz. Hard around now for Danola. Danola hounded from behind. Get the puck out. That one does come out to center. Sent all the way down with 12:30. Left to go here in the third stanza, but icing the call. 1-0 is the score. Face off deep in the Shark zone. Nicholizzi leaning in to take the draw against Brockett. Bulldogs win the face-off. Yeah, Bulldogs have dominated the face-off dot here today. That does not please the broadcaster. Sent across now, Ford. Out trouble with it. Danola. Nicholizzi keeping the puck in. And now Muse will keep it in. Got it down. Oh, here's Martin. Martin will pull the trigger, deflected wide. And Bulldogs will get to it quickly, but Nicholizzi will keep the puck in. Got it low to Martin. Martin in the corner. Martin with it. Martin tried to get it back to Bonner. Kept in by Bonner. Into the corner it goes now. Ford on it there. Ford leaned into there by Nicholizzi. Nicholizzi lays the lumber into her. That one sent on there by Bonner. No call as Nicholizzi really got a big chunk now. Goes off the stick of Munoz. A foot race down. Bonner getting to it and getting a piece of it there. That's sent in and behind the net it goes now. Danola is tripped up behind the play. A penalty coming up here against Yale. As it's sent up, a tripping call behind the play. I don't like that call. I don't like that call at all. A one-goal game, 11:25 to go here in the third stanza, tripping against the Bulldogs. As much money as I've got on the Sharks, and I've got a lot, I don't like that call. Because you know what's going to happen. The next time the Sharks touch anybody, it's going to be a penalty. That's precisely why I don't like it. But power play for the Sharks here. They're 1-for-1 on the power play. Desperately trying to extend the lead. 11:29 to go here. Bartow, Johnson. Out there with Zabrowski. Got it in front. Johnson. She scores! Bartow got to the puck right off the face-off. A saucer pass to Johnson. And Johnson, the sniper, buries the biscuit. The Sharks 2 for 2 on the power play. Extend the lead. 2-0 is the score. Well, a very efficient power play there for the Shoreline Sharks. Took only about 3 seconds as Bartow either pushed it forward or might have lost the draw, got to it, quickly moved it to Johnson. Johnson with room right in front. Buries the biscuit. 11:15 to go now. And now the Sharks with a 2-goal lead. Get it down low, trying to cycle it in front there as Grimes had Trotta cutting to the cooker but couldn't connect. Back to the blue line now. Albino will let the shot go. And that goes into the corner. Trotta will give chase there. Yale sending it back into the corner now for Grimes. Grimes in the corner. Grimes will cycle it down low for Trotta. Trotta will keep it down low. Good play there. Just keep it below the other team's goal line. Bodies go flying there as Weiss sent everybody flying. Regina came in to get the puck. Tried to get it back to the blue line. That's knocked down and away comes Rinaldi. Rinaldi through the neutral zone. Rinaldi to the inside. Offsides is the call at the blue line. 10 minutes, 35 seconds left to go here in the affair. The Sharks on 2 power play goals. One by Bartow, the other by Johnson just moments ago. And they lead the affair 2-0. Regina, Grimes, Trotter out there with Spaniotis and Albino. Face-off just outside the Sharks zone in the neutral zone. Again, the Bulldogs win the face-off. Sharks have been so good on the face-off this year, but not today. Here's Grimsley. Grimsley tried to step around Spaniotis, got a chunk of it. On it now, Binkowski. Binkowski got it back out in front, bouncing puck, letting the shot go. Albino swiping it off the stick there. Out to the blue line, Trotta. Trotta's got Grimes up ahead with her. Trotta down the left wing. Trotta will dump it in. 10:05 left to go here in the affair. 2-0 Sharks. Bulldogs looking to break out of their own zone. They do. Here comes Binkowski. Binkowski on a 3-on-2 for Grimsley. Grimsley down the left wing will let the shot go. Albino got a chunk of that. Grimes will touch it up, and away comes Trotta. Excuse me, Bartow. I apologize. Bartow hopped out there. Here's Trotta now. Down the left wing. He's got Grimes cutting down the right wing. Didn't see her. Grimes is wide open down that wing. Back to the blue line. Spaniotis will keep it in. Behind there it goes now. Grimes will get to it there. 9.5 to go. Grimes takes the body. Bartow takes the puck. There's a chance now. Zabrowski cutting to the cooker. That on the backhand. But came back as Zabrowski won it back to Munoz. Munoz will let the shot go. That corrals around. And Binkowski will get to it there. But Zabrowski got to it quickly. But nobody on that wing for the Sharks. As Munoz will pressure the puck there. Munoz will turn back to the forehand. Got it out. Trying to catch the Bulldogs in a player change there was Bartow. That kicks around now, and Gabriela Munoz with the puck now. Here comes Munoz. Munoz through the neutral zone. Munoz off the boards to herself. The Bulldogs trying to get it out. That went off the body of Bonner and out of play. 9 minutes left to go here in the affair. 2-0 is the score. Bartow, Johnson, and Zabrowski out there. Under 9 minutes to play now. Back to Montalbano. Montalbano will let the shot go. Doesn't get through. Back for Montalbano. Montalbano will send it down now. Johnson. Johnson back for Montalbano. Montalbano let the shot go. That's deflected down, and here comes Yale now. Ford. Ford through the neutral zone with it. Ford hounded by Zabrowski. Offsides at the blue line. Good back check there by Chloe Zabrowski. 8.5 minutes left to go here. 2-0 is the score. Weiss leaning in against Bartow. Weiss wins the draw. That's sent in by Yale. Montalbano on it there. Montalbano over for Milne. Yale will keep the puck in along the boards, letting the shot go off the butt end. And sent ahead. Giving chase now. Zabrowski trying to get to it. Zabrowski did get to it, nullifying the icing. Zabrowski behind for Bartow. Bartow on it there. Bartow protecting the puck. Got it back to Montalbano. Montalbano will send it low now. Zabrowski in the corner. Zabrowski protecting the pucks. Under 8 minutes to go now. Zabrowski with it. Still with it. Zabrowski, nice little nifty pass for Bartow. Bartow on the backhand. That just missed. And now the Bulldogs get to it there. Send it all the way down. Does it have enough mustard on it for icing? It does. Icing is the call with 7:35 left to go. Here in the third and final stanza. All right, Michelizzi, Martin, Danola, Bonner, and Munoz out there for Coach Sweeney. Sharks would really love to make it 3-0 because 3 is a lot more than 2. Michelizzi leaning in to take the draw. Back from Munoz. Michelizzi won the draw. That one kicked along now. Danola got it to Michelizzi. Michelizzi trying to protect the puck. Got back to it. Michelizzi battling there with Rinaldi. Sharks got to it there. That one comes in front. Danola got a piece of it and just went wide. Michelizzi in on the forecheck. Hard around now. Martin at the goal line. Martin to herself now behind the goal. Martin still with it. The official lost his balance. Hopefully he's all right. And the other ref just blowing it dead there. Hopefully his partner's okay. Took a little bit of a spill. He was a little slow to get up as the official. See, ref no worse for the wear. These refs are tough though. They're hockey players too. They'll be fine. All right, Michelizzi leaning in now. Danola on right wing. Martin on left wing. Michelizzi wins the draw. Martin tied up with a lady. Bonner coming over for puck support. Came back loose now. Danola pull the trigger. Big stop there. Massacre. And there'll be no further play. Under 7 minutes to go now. The clock agonizingly slow for the Sharks. Impressively fast if you're a Bulldog fan at home. It's a lot like, Interstellar in a lot of ways. Perhaps Christopher Nolan's best movie, one might say. Bulldogs on the puck there. That came back to the red line. Bonner got to it there and gave it to Munoz. Munoz will send it in. Track down now Panera. Panera under duress there by Danola. Danola doing battle. And Michelizzi over to help out. Back from Munoz. Munoz will let the shot go through a screen. That just missed as Danola deflected it just wide. Martin will send it behind the net. Danola looking to win the puck there. Danola's got it. Danola tried to get it back to Munoz, and here come the Bulldogs now. A 3-on-2 back the other way. Miss look, stepping to the outside. Munoz forced it wide. Bonner getting to it there. Bonner on the forehand up for Martin. Martin will get it out the center. Sent back in. Bonner quickly for Michelizzi. There's Michelizzi now. Michelizzi in the neutral zone. Puts the brakes on. Michelizzi got the red line, gaining in it and dumping it in. 6 minutes left to go. Bulldogs on it there. Danola in on the forecheck. That comes out of Apicella. Apicella stretching the brink there over for Binkowski. Binkowski, a lot of room at the blue line. Binkowski walking in, letting the shot go. That went over the waffle of Miller. As the Bulldogs now desperate for some offense. Down 2-0. Regina, good stick there in the passing lane. We'll get to it. Regina up ahead, and here come the Sharks now back the other way. Down the left wing is Trotta. Trotta will get to the blue line and dump it in. 5.5 minutes left to go. Regina tried to get it to Grimes. Regina behind the net, got it to Trotta. There's Trotta now, got it out in front. Both Grimes and Regina were in the neighborhood, but went right through. Good stick in the neutral zone there by Regina. Regina with the puck there. At the blue line, like to see it get deep, and it does. In on goal, that's fine. Massacre will leave it there for LeMay. 5 minutes left to go. Apicella will send it across. Waiting on it there is Spaniotis. Spaniotis softly up Trotta. Trotta will help it along. Behind the goal line it goes now. I love it. Here's LeMay now. LeMay on it there. Turned over right along the boards now. Trotta. Trotta back for Regina. Regina at the half boards. Regina over for Albino. Albino with room. Albino will pull the trigger. That one didn't get through. Knocked down by LeMay. LeMay will send it right up the gut, but waiting is Christina Spaniotis. Spaniotis under duress. Spaniotis on the backhand with it. Spaniotis got it up. And now here comes Grimes. Grimes down the right wing. Couldn't get it deep. Turning on it quickly now, Apicella. Apicella through the neutral zone. That went off the back of Trotta, came right back to Apicella. She'll let the shot go. Miller steer it into the corner. That comes loose now for Bartow. Bartow behind the net now. Bartow with the Bulldogs changing. Bartow with room through the neutral zone. Bartow's got Johnson down the right wing. Johnson trying to corral the puck. Gets to it now. Johnson with room. Johnson at the dot. Johnson to the backhand, to the forehand, pulls the trigger, big stop, the rebound! Massicut finds it through traffic, and there'll be no further play. Oh, Johnson walked off the boards, and the seas parted. Had a lot of room. Massicut, who's been tremendous today, made another big stop. 3:50 left to go. Bartow leaning in to take the draw. Johnson on right wing. Face-off won again by the Bulldogs. Zabrowski. Zabrowski will pour it to herself. My good buddy Frank would have called a delay a game there. Behind the net now, Bartow. Bartow kicking it along. Zabrowski will give chase. The Bulldogs on it there. Back for Milne. Milne will step up. Milne will keep it in, down for Bartow. Back for Milne. Zabrowski was covering. Back across now, Montalbano. Montalbano let the shot go. That went out the post. Oh, Montalbano rang the dinner bell, but no one was hungry enough to answer the call for supper. What do you suppose is wrong with Mama's cooking? 3:16 left to go here, ladies and gentlemen, because Stone Cold said so. Behind the net now. On it, there's Zabrowski. Back for Montalbano. Montalbano will let the shot go. Cutting through is Johnson. 3 minutes left. Bartow will keep it down low. Bartow protecting the puck. Bartow back for Milne. Milne will let the shot go. Save Massicut. The rebound. Johnson getting to it. Got it out in front. Deflected. Big stop. The rebound is cleared and out to center. Couple of big stops there again by the netminder, Ivy Massicut. She has kept this an interesting game. Beautiful breakout just off the stick of Johnson. Johnson cutting to the inside. Were they onside? The ref says they were. Zabrowski quickly on it there. The Bulldogs can't get it out. Montalbano. Oh, she had Milne wide open across. Turning, wheeling Johnson. The rebound. They can't get to it. And the Bulldogs will get to it there. Sent out to center. Milne will turn quickly. On a Milne. Defense to offense will send it on goal. Covered up by Massicut. And there'll be no further play. No, Massicut playing it. Keeping the play alive. Quickly now, LeMay. LeMay looking to cut to the inside. 1-on-5. LeMay will let the shot go. Off the shoulder of Miller. Quickly now, Sid Michelizzi. Michelizzi on the stick of Martin. Martin will gain the red line. Martin 3-on-3. Martin with Michelizzi to the outside. Got Michelizzi cutting. That just missed. And now the Sharks. Here's Munoz. We'll keep it in with 1:45 to go. Down low, Michelizzi. Michelizzi got it out in front. Came all the way through. Back for Munoz. Munoz over for Bonner. Bonner will send it down low. Right on the stick to Nola. Pulls the trigger. Massicut got the flipper on that. Good look by Bonner. In the corner now. Munoz will pinch. Munoz lets the shot go. Massicut with her 6,000th save of the afternoon. Gobbles it up. And there'll be no further play. Boy, I'll tell you, Avi Massicut has been tremendous. Without her, this game's 6-7, 8-0. She's been stellar. Sharks have done an outstanding job moving the puck, outstanding job breaking it, outstanding job on the forecheck. Not a great job on the face-off circle, though, but... and the Bulldogs win another one. Back from Munoz, hops over the stick and all the way down. Will it go for icing? No icing. Bonner first on it now in the corner. Bonner hounded from behind. Bonner will move the puck along. And Michelizzi will get to it. Michelizzi for Martin. Martin making the move in the neutral zone. With a minute to go now, Martin will gain the blue line. Martin's got Danola. Martin to the outside, protecting the puck. Martin sending it hard along. Munoz will pinch. Munoz with 50 seconds left to go. She'll send it behind the net. Now Danola. Sharks would do very wisely just to keep it behind the goal line. Danola clearly listening to the broadcaster. Keeping the puck down low. Michelizzi coming over to help out. Let the Bulldogs come away with it. A 3-on-2 if they hurry. Here comes Misluck. Misluck chipping it to herself. Misluck to the outside. Letting the shot go. Big stop. Miller the rebound. Bonner got it out of there. Cleared but not out. That goes behind the net. Bulldogs on it there. Trying to turn on it. Can't get it back out in front. Bouncing puck. Comes back to the blue line. Misluck. Mislick will pull the trigger. Big stop, Miller. The rebound. Miller gets the flipper on that. The rebound. Push just wide. The Yale goaltender still in between the pipes. Can't believe they didn't pull the goalie there. Sent back in, and that's going to do it. As Martin, with 3 seconds left to go over the blue line. And the Sharks head down to their goaltender, Eden Miller. Now we can say the S word as the Sharks get the shutout here today. A combined shutout for Sweeney and Miller. 2-0 is your score. What a fantastic affair. The special teams for the Sharks. The difference here today as they go 2 for 2 on the power play. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any better than that. And the Sharks will be back at it tomorrow as they pay visit to the Rhode Island Sting. Well, for my camera lady, producer, director, and bride, the lovely and talented Miss Michelle, I've been your host, Scotty Bonner. You've been watching Shoreline Sharks hockey. Once again, the final from the Northwood Ice Pavilion here in Northwood, Connecticut, just outside of New Haven. The Shoreline Sharks 2, the Yale Bulldogs 0. We'll see you tomorrow as the Sharks pay visit to the Sting up at the New England Sports Center. What an affair there, ladies. That was two good teams going at it. Great job by both teams. Great job by Aaron. I want to tip my hat to Massacott. Boy, she was stellar in between the pipes there for the Bulldogs. I don't know how many saves she had, but it was higher than the 36 on her jersey, I could tell you that. All right. Well, it's been an absolute blessing, honor, and privilege to be able to bring you the game here today. You see the Sharks posing for some photographs, Social media accounts active. 2-0. A real team effort here today by the Shoreline Sharks. All right, well, we'll see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Well, the sarsaparilla tastes better after a victory. I can tell you that. Good night, everybody. Sharks 2, Bulldogs 0.